Hi guys, it's Sword. I'm making a video tutorial for you on how to use VoiceAttack to make voice-activated commands in VRChat using the OSC system. Now, I personally use these for my role-playing models. Well, I've started using them for my role-playing models. You can use this on any models that you have, whether that be public or personal. All you gotta do is know the parameters, which you can find via the debug menu right here. All of the parameters are on the left. As long as you have these and know whether they're bools, floats, or ints, you should be fine. This is the generic setup that you should be using, just to let you know, when you're setting up new commands. Like if I go here and I make a new command, then I should input local command here. This is what you're going to say. And then you go to Other, Advanced, Execute an external plugin function. And then you have to make sure that you have Lurk's OSC plugin installed for this. I'm just going to input that. It's exactly the same as what's here. /avatar /parameters / whatever the parameter name is, colon, either bool, int, or f, space, and then whatever value you want it switched to. Then you can do a little category, a description. Personally, I prefer to always execute this command. Make sure that you send the command specifically to VRChat. And then once you're done, you can click OK and apply. Obviously the command as stated won't work for me because this is not a proper setup. But for example, if I were to say, for example, and I wanted to switch, let's say, spread. Actually, no. Let's have one that's more noticeable. Let's do night vision. My night vision uses the command, the parameter NV for night vision, colon, and then I have it set as a float, and let's just have it go to 0.5, so that's about 50% of what it's supposed to do. So night vision 50%. And if I do that, click apply, then when I go in game, night vision 50%. There we go. Night vision off. I already had that command set up. You can add a command to add a sound as a way to show you that the command has been registered and it is actually going through. I think I had Cleek set as mine. Let me find it. There it is, internal click. That's what it sounds like. Click that, and I'm going to move it up because it's going to do that one first. Click OK, apply, done. Night vision 50%. There we go. Now, changing commands like that, night vision off. Night vision off. It doesn't like when I say it in a sentence, don't worry. A problem you might be having when you do bulk command edits is that maybe it'll register some commands and maybe it won't register others. You'll hear the noise to say that the command has gone through, but VRChat will not register it. I don't know why it does this. It just kind of happens sometimes. And to fix this issue, all you gotta do is go down to the OSC. You gotta disable your OSC, reset your config. Sorry about the screams. And then you turn it back on. and that seems to fix it. At least it does for me. If you have any issues with it, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see if I can figure out how to fix it, although I'm not guaranteeing. That's just the quick setup of how to get it working. Once you have everything installed, obviously. You might have to go to a different video on how to actually properly install it. So, yeah. Oh my god, what am I doing? Now, let's go a little bit deeper into how it works. So I wanted to do that little run through crash course for anyone who's used it before and is just having a little bit of issues, but let's actually go in detail about it. So, this program is pretty cool. It has multiple profiles that you can switch between. And I actually have multiple Athena profiles. This is because I have certain commands under certain categories. This main Athena one is just kind of with everything in it. It's just kind of like a backup with all of my stuff, in case I ever change a command and like completely break it, or I accidentally delete one, or something goes wrong. Either way, when I am in one of these mini ones, I still have access to all of the commands in the other profiles. Now, if you want to do this yourself, what you want to do is go into your settings, you go into general, and go to global profiles. Here are all of my global profiles. This basically just means that when I call a command in one profile, even if it's from another profile, it'll still register. It'll still do the command. The only caveat with this is that while you are in one profile, you cannot edit the command to another profile. So if I did add blood, and I wanted to double click to edit, I can't do it. So what I would have to do is switch to profile Athena, add blood. Obviously the blood command already happened, but now if I click onto it, ta-da, I can actually edit the command. Let's see. Remove blood. Now, I'm pretty sure you're going to be wondering what this confidence 98 is. Basically, it's how confident the system is that this is the phrase that you've spoken. If it has a low confidence level, then I suggest teaching it to your system individually, or picking a new phrase. Personally, I prefer to keep the phrases that I pick, and I just prefer to teach the system. Now, to teach the system, you go into your settings, you go into recognition, and you can either go through speech engine training to teach the system how you speak, or you can add/remove dictionary words. Now, you'll just go through add a new word, type in the word. Let's go with scars. If you are doing multiple words you want to teach the system, click this bottom one. If you want to do just one, do the top. This is just based on the word, sometimes capitalized. Then once you get onto the next screen, make sure you just say the word as you normally would. So I kind of recommend leading into the word. Just kind of talk a little bit beforehand, have a slight pause before you start, and then just go scars. Here we go. I don't actually want to teach this to the system. So I'm just gonna click cancel. Because I don't want it to teach it. You would click finish or next or whatever it was that it was. And if I go to change the words, you can see these are all of mine. I'm gonna delete this one. Because I don't actually want it to... Shoot. One moment. I must delete. There we go. Where did you go? Scars. There we go. Delete it. I don't want to make anything else. Right. So, once you do that, I tend to use it for words of another language because I use Latin for my spell names. Or if you have a phrase it's not really understanding that well, I have healing spells which it doesn't really recognize when I say the spell. For some reason, it really doesn't like when I have heal minor, heal moderate. I don't know why it doesn't like it, so I taught it the entire phrase. And now it actually does recognize it fairly well. If I do heal moderate, there we go. It's because I said it funny, but it's actually recognizing it now. It didn't used to recognize it at all. You just kind of have to be careful with how you say certain words and make sure you're saying it clearly and loud, so that it can hear you and understand properly. You're probably wondering what these are on the side. What these are is basically this stops all of the running commands. This stops and starts it from listening to you, so that if you do this and I try to do add blood, it's not going to do the command because it can't hear me. If you want to do keyboard shortcuts, which is also something you can do in your commands, so if I do it like this and I go through when I press the key, Control Shift, let's just do W. Control Shift W. And I do that, it's still set to VRChat. So if I do Control Shift W, oh wait, you also have to make sure that it's applied and that it's allowing keyboard shortcuts. So if I do Control Shift W, there we go. Night vision off. Night vision off. There we go. I always seem to forget that it doesn't recognize when I say it in a sentence. There is a way to make it to still do the command in a sentence. I just don't want to do it in case I accidentally say one of my spell names in the middle of a sentence in character and I kind of mess it up. You can also do the same with mouse clicks. So when I press a button, when I press mouse, it'll do it as well. So let's just do left and right click at the same time. Apply. So if I just go in here and I do, here we go. I press both of them at the same time, and it's fine. You can also decide whether or not it's a long tap, so when you hold it, or if it's just a single click, or if you want both. Or you could do a double click. It's kind of just, you kind of just want to mess with these a little bit, depending on what you want. I'm turning them off because I don't want them. There we go. You can also do a controller. I don't have my controller plugged in at the moment, so I would not use this. Night vision off. Let's see. Obviously I've named my profiles based on what character I want them for, but you can use them interchangeably. This is not set up to, this is not set up for models specifically. So if I were to go to another model, which I know has a blood toggle, let's just go to Alice. If I were to just use the command add blood, here we go, and she's got blood. Remove blood. Remove blood. There you go. And yeah, so they work interchangeably. It's not something implemented into VRChat. It is a separate system. Let me think. Oh, and if you do have trouble with it, make sure that the program is... Make sure the command is sending it to port 9000. I know the way I have mine set up, mine sends to port 9000, and I think it's receiving on 9001. That's just how the plugin wants it set up. But that's to do with setting up the plugin rather than setting anything up in VR chat. Some of these tips are, you know, pretty cool as well. Let me think. Yeah, I'll leave this on screen for a moment if you want to pause the video and read through this. This is my little cheat sheet. And yeah, that should be everything. You know what? We'll just end off by looking through some of my spells. Excuse me. Set mana to 100. That's not how you're supposed to speak. Excuse me. Set mana to 100. Set MP to 100. There you go. I don't know. My system doesn't like when I say MP. When I say mana instead of MP, so I have both. I have both commands. So, right dagger on. Right dagger on. Left dagger on. Velox. Here we go. Whoa. Let's see. Indicibus. There we go. There's my little spell. Tinium. There's my other spell. It's fun. Set MP to 100. There we go. I just want to set it back up. Show display. Show MP. There we go. Sometimes I forget what commands I actually have set up and what ones I don't. Hide that. Hide MP. Hide MP. I say it pretty quick. I need to get better at slowing down my commands. It's fine. Obice. Go, we got a little shield. Obice. Manus. Manus normalis. Yeah, that takes a while to, like, go away. It's fine. It's supposed to take a while, because it's for an RP thing. Yeah. I can't think of anything else I would need to bring up, actually. You could do it for outfit stuff, too, because I have, switch to armor. There you go. I have it for all of the individual pieces of clothing, too. Remove shoes. Remove skirt. Switch to sniper. Switch to underwear. Switch to sniper. Tie hair up. Remove halo. I try not to move when I'm doing it because my mic is very sensitive and it picks up the key presses and it kind of messes with the stuff. Magia vocate. Magia prohibere. I love how well it picks up on other languages when you teach it to the system. Magia vocate. Magia vocate. Scutum Nope. Scutum vocate. Scutum vocate. There we go. It's my little, they're a big shield spell. Meow. Big shield. Big shield. This one does take a while to fade away even after I've deactivated, so don't worry about it. Scutum prohibere. Takes like 10 seconds to go away. Here we go. Magia prohibere. And that's all I have really to say about it, without going into the full setup of the actual system. Yeah, I don't know. If you have any problems, I'm gonna link the systems down below. If I think of anything else that I didn't put in the video, I'll just throw it down in the description. No, this is not gonna be. I was about to say this isn't going to be edited, and then I remembered there were like parts where I just kind of like randomly zoned out for a sec. I'm gonna need to edit this. But regardless, stay sharp, size your problems, and I'll see you in the next video from the Silent Swordswoman. Bye bye!